Hey everybody, Motorpoet59 here. I want to talk a little bit about these fires. I know I did a video a while back on them a couple of weeks ago, but as with all things in the news cycles, some things have changed, and one of those things that have changed is the idiot governor, my idiot governor, Gavin Newsom, standing out in the burned forest with a shit-eating grin on his face for some reason, in his greasy snake oil salesman slick back hair and his shirt unbuttoned so he looks like one of us, which he's not, talking about how the debate about climate change is over, that these fires are somehow the fault of climate change. It's ridiculous. Everyone with a brain that works knows that this has nothing to do with climate change. And Michael Schellenberger, who is one of the preeminent environmentalists, true environmentalist, science guys. He's written some books, and he is considered one of the preeminent environmental people in America. Even he says this is not due to climate change. Last year, we didn't have nearly as many fires as this, and it's like he said, climate change didn't exist last year, but all of a sudden this year it's really bad. This isn't about climate change. It's about forest mismanagement. The Forestry Service agrees, all the people in the Forestry Service agree that the forests have been mismanaged in California, everywhere in the United States actually, but in California it seems to be really severe. What, do we just have climate change in California? Do we just have climate change on the West Coast? It's not any more severe anywhere else than it generally is, and in some places less severe. Obviously, this has nothing to do with climate change. A couple of these fires, a few of them, at one time, about 2 months ago, there were over 650 fires burning in California. And I live in Bakersfield. I did a deal on the air in Bakersfield that the fires were causing because of our geographic location. Everything just piles up here. You couldn't see, couldn't breathe. It was awful. It was absolutely terrible. But it's not due to climate change. A lot of these fires, I know for a fact that the two largest fires were started by lightning. I don't know if any of them this year were started by power lines. I haven't heard that yet, but that doesn't mean it didn't. That wasn't perhaps one of the causes. One thing I do know is that at least 15 of these fires were started by arsonists aligned with Antifa, and you can bet that these aren't just people who decided to go start a fire to get attention. These are people who are being paid to start and cause problems. 12 of them so far. 12 arson suspects have been arrested. If they are truly the ones who were involved in this, I hope they are punished to the fullest extent of the law. The damage done is irreparable to the lives. The forests will go back. They'll go back. That's not an issue. But the houses lost, the businesses lost, the people dead, the animals killed. Come on. These guys need to be strung up, and I hope they are. Climate change, no one is denying that climate change is real. And that's one of the things the left try to get everybody to believe, is that conservatives, those of us on the right, don't believe it's real, that we're climate change deniers. Now, we were global warming deniers because there was no science to support global warming. We've never said that climate change wasn't real. We have just said all along that it's a natural cycle. Are the things that human beings do contributing to it? Probably, but it can't be much. Look at the size of the earth. 80% of the face of the earth is unpopulated. What is it? Is it 70 or 75% of the earth is water? And a great deal of the land masses on the earth are uninhabited. The atmosphere has to change the entire atmosphere, not just the atmosphere over California or over Australia or something. The entire atmosphere has to change. It's a natural cycle. The geologic record going back millions of years proves that. And but I don't know, is the temperature rising? It has risen, according to Schellenberger, it has risen 3 degrees. The temperatures in California, the mean temperature, has risen 3 degrees in California since 1970. But he said that is not enough to cause these problems or to sustain these problems. The reason these fires are happening, we've got natural things, we've got arsonists, people with campfires. I don't know how all these things got started, but the simple fact is they didn't start because of climate change and haven't burned such large areas and impacted so many lives because of climate change. That's because of the mismanagement of forests. I say we start doing what we're supposed to do. Stop listening to the Democrats who are being led around, the California Democrats who are being led around by the nose by the environmentalists. The environmentalists, and I've said this a lot of times, the environmentalists ceased being concerned about the environment many, many years ago. And that is that's across the board, not just forestry. Greenpeace, all those places don't care about the environment. They don't care about the whales. They don't care about any of that. All they care about is power and control, and they will tell whatever lies need to be told, and they will put people in harm's way to push their agenda. The Democrats are being led around by the nose. They should have been, since the Democrats have ran California for so many years, and don't hand me Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger was not a Republican. He was. I always say that John McCain was the greatest example of a rhino in my lifetime, but Schwarzenegger was damn close. Damn close. But take, for example, the sequoia forest, the giant sequoias. And if you're a Californian and if you've never been to the sequoia forest, shame on you. It's not that far. You should go see it. If you're planning a trip from somewhere else to California, that should be on the bucket list. You just can't imagine how awesome those trees are. And you know what? You can look at them and they're the scars of fires they've been burned dozens of times. The forests are designed by nature to survive fires. Pine cones, when they get heated up, that's when they spread their seeds. They're like popcorn. The forest regenerates itself. You have these old growth forests that people are so proud of, but old growth forests are fire hazards, and they won't clear the old overgrowth that has fallen down onto the ground. They won't let them burn it in controlled burns in areas to minimize that hazard. They won't do it because of the environmentalist crap. And look how many people's lives have been utterly destroyed by this. I have a cousin who lived in Paradise. When that fire was done, their home was nothing but a chimney, a concrete slab, and a swimming pool full of crap. They have fled the state. They don't want to have to deal with this anymore. If not putting out fires was going to destroy the forest, do you think there'd be any forests left? Don't you think they would have all burned up and gone away a million years ago? It's crazy. These things survived without us trying to control how they worked. And now we think we're smarter than nature. The same nature that the left are always telling the right that we don't have any respect for, which is utterly ridiculous. I'm not an environmentalist. I am a conservationist. And I've said that many times too. But I just wanted to pop off about the whole climate change being blamed for this, and that idiot Nancy Pelosi saying Mother Nature is angry. You know what? She is. She's angry at the left. She's angry at the environmentalists for not taking care of her. I don't know. What do you think? Think I'm all wet? I don't think so. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Shoot me an email, motopoet59@gmail.com. like, share, subscribe. Make sure you sign the petitions at your local stores and malls to recall Gavin Newsom. We need to get rid of him before he damages California beyond repair. And click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content. And we'll see you all later.